Hello, welcome to Think Tank Television. I'm your host, Erin Johnson. Thank you for being with us today. And today we have with us Kat Costello, who is the director of Whitman CERT. Thank you for being here, Kat.
Hi.
First of all, can you please tell us what CERT is?
Sure. So CERT is a Citizens Emergency Response Team, and it's a volunteer group of citizens from our community that come together to assist our emergency responders, fire, police, ambulance, in any way or shape or form that they need us to assist them. We basically give them a little respite on long incidences where they may be extremely busy, extremely physical, and they'll to us, and we'll give them something to drink, whether it be water or coffee or tea, whatever they need, and a light snack to assist them during long hours that they might be working on an incident.
Okay, and how long have you been doing this? Well, sorry, or you can just tell us about the history, where CERT started and when it started.
Sure. So back when we had the 911 incident, a civil defense turned a lot of stuff over to the Homeland Security. And in 2004, the fire department, Whitman Fire Department, started with a CERT team. I was one of the original members, so I've been with them since 2004, long time. And we were trained in through, at the time was Director Bob Schmidt, who was a firefighter, and Beanie, and also Lieutenant Hoover, who trained us in communications and a lot of emergency preparedness, sheltering, communication, sheltering, stuff of fire-related information, fire extinguishers, to use fire extinguishers, CPR, AED, hemorrhaging, and we started to evolve. So we started off with our one group, which was so successful. They did such a fabulous job in the training. And then in 2007, Fallon Ambulance Service donated a decommissioned ambulance to us, Able Restoration, and they painted the green and white that you see us running around town in. And we were up and running, and we were able to put ourselves out there for our community of Whitman and all the other communities, Hanson, Rockland, all of those communities we were able to be available for on those incidents too. So we're not restricted just to the town of Whitman.
So do you have to work around the clock?
So we're available 24/7 for any kind of the town's needs. We usually get notified. We have folks available. The schedule, basically not a set schedule. It's who is available at the time of the incident that usually responds and assists the emergency responders.
And how do you know what to bring with you when you respond?
So we have our vehicle, and our vehicle is fully supplied. Where our vehicle is kept at Whitman Fire Department. We will respond there. We have access to anything that we need, but our truck is fully prepared for any kind of emergency that we need to. We do have CERT bags that we can bring with us, and that includes helmets and other equipment. We can place in that vehicle with us and use it if we do need it. But our vehicle is where the bulk of everything is that we need to assist the fire departments.
Okay. And do you want more people to join? Because it's voluntary, and I was wondering, so do you have to be 18 or older to join, first of all?
Yes, so you need to be 18 or older to join. And yes, it is volunteer. So we have you pick your hours that you can assist us. So I work 9 to 5, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. So my hours will vary. I usually work the overnights and weekends and assist. If I'm home, then I can jump in and assist. We've got a lot of people who are retired. We've got some young folks who are going to college. We've got other folks who do work a typical 40-hour week. So they put themselves available if they're, you know, feeling like they're in the mood. If they're tired and they've just had a long week, they may not. So we are, it's all about what people want to give to the town and when they find themselves available and would like to assist.
And would you like more people to join you?
Absolutely. So we just finished a class recently. They were trained a few months ago, a great group. There was approximately about 8 to 10 of them. So we are looking for more members. Our goal is to that we have every minute of every day covered, so that at any time that we're needed, we can all know that we have that coverage to be able to go out and, you know, give that respite to those responders. Would
you like to tell us how to contact you?
Sure. So if anyone is interested, they can contact me at whitmancert@gmail.com. And then I will respond to your email. I will place you on a list in our next class. Hopefully will be this year. Again, we'll probably have one. Once we get past the COVID virus and we can all start to be a community again, we will run another one, and we are always looking for volunteers. We got a lot of great information in the program. So it's really great, because you're first and foremost as a team member is to make sure you're safe and your family is safe. And our shows you how to make sure that's happening for you guys.
And so you mentioned COVID. Has that affected what kind of emergencies you respond to or anything?
So our basic emergencies that we go to is large incidences. We don't respond to medical emergencies. That is for our fire departments and our ambulance services to handle. But we don't go in on any medical emergencies. We're basically used for sheltering. We're used for some of the things that we've done in the past have been like the Winterfest. We've done parades for our town and other towns. We have done 4th of July. We've done an incident when they had that large snowstorm in Leominster back in 2008. We have done, we usually do large fire scenes, and we usually are called in on a second alarm. So when the second alarm goes out, they will tone us out through an application, text message, and email, which lets us know the CERT truck is needed for this scene for rehab for these firefighters and police officers that are handling that particular incident.
And so I just wanted to go back to something that's just fascinating to me. You said you have ham radio training, and I don't know if everybody knows that, but I think as opposed to cell phones and other forms of communication, it's a little bit different in some way, isn't it?
It is. So we've got like a couple of great folks that are on our team who are ham operators. I am myself. We've got guys who are in these radio groups, and it's, you know, their hobby that they love to do, and they work in other communities assisting with ham operation. So at the first program, we were trained in it, and it was great. So to have that communication, because at some point, if we did have a large incident and we did lose our phone services or any kind of communication services, these folks are fabulous to assist with emergency fire and police in helping them in a large incident. So they're great, and they work in hospitals. They do a lot of great work. It's pretty valuable. We don't think about it as being an asset, but it actually is great training, and it's a good asset in case of that catastrophe where they are needed to step up.
And it's another thing I'd like to ask. What is a great way to, I don't know how to say this, but to prevent emergencies, or what is the most preventable emergency that you see? You see that you said this didn't have to happen.
Well, so, like I said, we usually come in and we're just basically for both, a rehab unit for our folks. And that's going to be, again, our emergency people. We, so we're only seeing, incidents. It could be a fire, and it could be anything like maybe a search and rescue,
Mhm.
large incidents. So we don't really see like emergencies. So we're not going to see any medical emergencies like
Okay.
fall or anything like that. So we're kind of on the end of um, any kind of emergency. We're just coming in and we are mostly to help the community.
Mhm.
Um, we do a lot of education with our community. So we had
Mhm.
like the high school when they do their Halloween truck or treat.
Mhm.
We go up there, we do a lot of education with the kids on
Mhm.
safety itself, fire
Mhm.
alarm, how to keep themselves prepared in emergency preparedness.
Mhm.
So we help the community by giving them a lot of information so that when we do have our snowstorms where we may
Mhm.
lose power, people know how to shelter in place. People
Mhm.
know how to be prepared. And we assist with the community in teaching them that.
Mhm.
So not only are we there for our first responders who are out on long scenes, we're
Mhm.
also part to help the community understand. And we're seeing a difference.
Mhm.
Community is learning really well on how to handle emergencies and be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's so important. So if somebody sees an emergency, a fire or something, how should they report? Who should they call for first? How should they deal with an emergency?
So if they feel like there's any kind of emergency in their life at all,
Mhm.
whether it be something that might be fire related or medical emergency or anything that they don't feel is correct and they need help, they just need to dial 911. And those dispatchers will direct that call appropriately and get them the help that they need. So they should never be afraid to dial 911, especially if they feel it's any kind of emergency whatsoever.
Mhm. Okay, that's nice. I noticed you mentioned you bring water and coffee sometimes. Are there any things you would want people in the community to donate and to
Sure.
make
So
your work easier? Yeah.
we are always looking for donations because we do everything through donations. So all
Oh,
of
okay.
our on the vehicle are through donations. So we do like water, which
Mhm.
is great for those guys. They just, you know, those guys and girls just really appreciate the water.
Mhm.
We can always use that. And we like snacks too, just easy snacks. We granola bars, maybe
Mhm.
crackers, and just light, quick snacks for those folks with not a ton of sugar in it, and healthy choices for those guys. Anything but without peanuts. We don't want to, in case anyone's got allergies.
Mhm.
But yeah, we always accept donations. People have been very, very kind in our community to give us a hand with that. So we appreciate it.
Okay. And and on Facebook, people can follow you. I do. So how
Yeah.
would they find you on Facebook so they can follow you?
So we are under if you go on the Whitman Fire Department, if you go on the Whitman Emergency Management Agency, you'll see
Mhm.
CERT. If you look us up, we are there, and yeah, follow us along because you will see we post pictures of us on scene. We
Mhm.
put some really important information out there too for upcoming storms or large events that might affect us, to either shelter in or stay in place. This being one of them, our COVID-19 right now is we've been just updating as best as we can as our town has been working with our officials and our medical personnel,
Mhm.
to get this quarantine time.
Mhm. Okay. Well, this is all really wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
So our program is really great. We'd love to have more people.
Mhm.
We go to a lot of communities. in Plymouth County area. We've got other CERT teams too, so we're not the only one that's here. We have there's one in Rockland. We have the Bridgewaters have teams out that way. Halifax has teams out that way. Down in Plymouth County, there are other CERT teams. Brockton too, I think, if I didn't mention them. So there are a number of our teams. So if folks are coming and living in that area, you know, jump on board. We're Whitman Hanson, so we cover all those folks there. If they're interested and they're in those areas, check out their website. Contact their fire department for help, and they'll see if they can get them on board.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been incredibly good information, and thank you for doing the very important work you do. And thank you to all our viewers in Whitman and Hanson. Good night.